Wow, hello and welcome folks. This is Porsche Cup Challenge Euro Global Division. This is the restart of our Season 6. We'll call this Season 6.5. We've got, I'm looking at, I think 12, 13 drivers, somewhere around there. And right now we're just doing our open qualifying. This is going to be the very first. It looks like someone is not in our driver override, so we're going to have to add him in. There we go. Add in Misha Berger into our timing table here. There we go. This is our very first race. This is our very first race of the restart and 6.5. We're switching back to we used to have open qualifying. We had a lot of drivers on the track all the time, and there's a little bit of chaos, so we decided to try out closed qualifying. Closed qualifying is nice, but open qualifying, there's something special about it. It's an experience that you just don't get in a lot of places. All the officials there, it's not open qualifying, and it's a learned skill, it's a fun skill. So the switch back to open qualifying, let's see how that one goes. And right now we've got Philip Hammer is currently in provisional pole position. Our race, of course, is a little bit early today, just so that any of our drivers who want to watch the F1 race, the American one, and of course that's everyone, let's be honest here, it's going to be an exciting race, will be able to for certain, make it in time. This, of course, is, if you've read our announcements, the new racing format that we're going to have. So every position, every decision is going to matter, especially qualifying. Qualifying is going to make or break your entire evening for points. Every single race, P1 is going to get 20 race points, P2 will get 19, P3 will get 18, and so on, one down every position. Now, what makes it interesting is our first heat is 10 minutes, so you have to have a great race start and perform for 10 minutes. Then the next second race is 15 minutes with a reverse grid top 4. So those top 4 drivers who are very fast, obviously, they're at the very front, are going to have to challenge themselves and those around them for 15 minutes with a little bit of a mix-up in that field. So that's going to make it very, very interesting. And then the last race, Heat 3, is reverse grid top 8, 20 minutes. Now, that's the one that I'm going to be most excited for, and anyone who is able to survive all 3 races and place very well, I highly doubt anyone's going to be able to win all 3 races. It's definitely unlikely, definitely not the plan that we're going for when we set up this type of race format. The idea with this race format is if you have 10 people or 20 people in that race, you're always going to have people surrounding you, absolutely surrounding you, and someone to race. It's going to just be a lot more exciting, a lot of race starts. The best part of the Porsche Cup racing is the race starts. So what we do, give you guys all more race starts. Perfect, isn't it? Some weeks our replays are our broadcast will be live, just like this one, and other weeks our broadcast may be off of a replay and posted later. It's all going to vary week by week. So currently we've got, it looks like qualifying is finishing right about now, and so that's going to put, of course, we do have the top 35% will be into the pro class, just as we've done in other weeks. So that is 12. So top 35% rounded up. So 12. That is 5. The first 5 drivers. So that does put Emil Koopmans into the pro class. For standings, there you go. Okay, so I'm gonna put Emil back into the pro. So here we go. Here is our race. Let's see our qualifying results. Let's bring that up into the middle of the screen. Just give it a little bit of time. I promise you it'll show up. I promise. There you go. There you go, folks. Okay, so We've got Philip Hammer on pole position. Was anybody surprised? I sure as hell wasn't. I'll be honest. I sort of expected that. Andreas Loff in second. Great qualifying. I see Andreas is putting a lot of time to get faster and faster and faster. Christian Ruzicka, I'm going to have to say Ruzicka, is back. Welcome back. He's in second. Adam Schmidt in fourth. Emil Koopman's in fifth. Jeff Seville in sixth. Thorsten Seifert in seventh. Normally we see Thorsten closer to that front, but you know what? This is quite a strong field that we've got today. And then we've got Misha Berger, Andreas Kirchberger, Tyler Marigula, Stephen Kleiss, and I think Alistair Pollock may not be in this race because he had faulty pedals. Let's pull all that away so we can see this race start. Barney's about to wave that flag. You can hear the engines revving up. And here we go. Everyone looks to be getting a really good race start. There is Christian Ruzicka in third place, securing that third place off of Adam Schmidt. In the very, very lead there is Philip Hammer heading down towards turn one. This is going to be the very first braking zone because of where that race start is. A little further back, you see Emil Koopman, Jeff Seville up the inside. Maybe a little bit of a mistake. Oh! And we're going to have to take a look at exactly how that one took place later, but that was definitely an interesting experience. I think that may have been a mistake from Jeff Seville, but it worked out in the end.
I'm so sorry, bounced off the wall.
Oh, and then another mistake. Oof. This is... We're going to have to take a look at all those replays as they happen. As you know, this is a very, very tough track. This is a street track. This is Detroit Belle Isle. Beautiful, beautiful flow to this track. However, the walls are painful. They will hurt you. They will destroy your car. There is no ifs, ands, or anything about that. We now have our timing tower up in the left of your screen, so you can see who are the biggest winners, losers, movers and shakers of our evening. It looks like Adam Schmidt is down 3 positions. Wow, how did that one happen? How did Adam lose all those spots? That may have been where Jeff Seville made that pass. Let's take a look and see how did that one happen. So here is Jeff Seville. Let's do it at full speed. Come on, go full speed. There we go. So this is into that very first braking zone. I think he missed that braking point. Oh! And then behind him, just a little bit of chaos. And unfortunately for Thorsten, just the rear quarter is what got tagged, and that has sent him around. So that... just a little bit of maybe for the stewards, maybe not, but all first lap incidents, of course, are reviewed by the stewards. So fortunate for Thorsten Seifert there will be some form of something to make him feel a little bit better when he goes to sleep at night. Somehow he's got Adam Schmidt still racing with him. I think Adam Schmidt may have been the one that crashed. Yep, Adam. So there's the corner that Adam Schmidt crashed at, and he hit that wall going down that straight. That's exactly where that one happened. Let me see if I can grab a replay. So this is it. This is Misha Berger making up positions by just being nice and consistent. Adam Schmidt into the wall, and there you go. That's how Adam Schmidt lost all those spots. So that is Andreas Kirchberger is down a whole bunch of spots, I think. Oh, he's now up 3. He's actually up 3. And that is how Adam Schmidt lost a bunch of positions, and Steve Kleiss, and so on. I want to take a look at the leader of this race, because this is where the magic is happening. Behind the driver's seat, behind that steering wheel, Philip Hammer is way up in the lead. He's gained a 2-second interval to second place of Andreas Loff. Christian Ruzicka here in third, just a little bit off. The interval there, you can see how far or how close anyone is. Jeff Seville, who won our Thursday Porsche Cup race with his absolutely blazing fast pace, and that's just to show right there how... Oh, there goes Tyler, sorry, into the wall. I was just saying that's just to show how strong this field is here right now in our global Euro division that we host. So I think that's absolutely mind-blowing. I gotta say, I raced with Jeff Seville and he left me in the dust lap after lap. I had no answer for him. So Adam Schmidt up the inside on Thorsten Seifert. These guys are duking it out. Both of them look to have well done cars. No damage on them. I think maybe both of them took a fast repair, maybe not, but here they go through the final few corners, closer than ever. Adam Schmidt looking to get into that 8th spot. It's going to be the top 4 that get reversed. So Misha Berger, who's currently in 4th, will be in the very front row starting this next race. 5 minutes to go, so just a few more laps. And then we'll be having that next race with that reverse grid top 4. So if Jeff Seville can get into 4th spot and make that pass on Misha Berger, he'll be starting on the very front row. So that's going to be the other race to watch. There's 2 current very close battles going on right now as these guys... Oh, and Christian Urzeka has made a pass on Loff. Andreas Loff is now behind. I want to get the full names of everyone here. There you go. You don't see just the last name, you see the first name. What is the name behind the name? There you go. So back to this battle right here. Now they're heading on to that back straight. I don't think that they're gonna... Nah, there's absolutely no way. He's not close enough to make some overlap. No way. So let's take a look. How did Christian Rizika make this pass? So going on to that back straight, looks like a little bit of a mistake from Andreas, and that's going to be a nice, easy pass. Oh, that's pretty cool. You can see the sun shining off that car as it's setting over the horizon in that background. So that's pretty neat, I gotta say. So Jeff Seville is still hot on the tail. Looks like Christian Rizika has someone on his tail as well. Andreas Loff not giving up quite yet. Car doesn't look too worse for the wear, just a little bit of paint scratched off. You know what, keep on trucking on. But that's going to bring 4 or 5 cars all within 1 second of each other. So Christian Rizeka, one little mistake, and that can mean a whole race of a difference, especially with this reverse grid coming up in the next race. So he's got 3 more minutes that he's going to have to push that car to the very maximum. Oh! And it looks like Misha Berger has tagged the wall, that little bit of paint missing on that rear left corner. And so that's put Jeff Seville into the 4th spot and into that reverse grid. So Misha Berger missing out just that tiniest little mistake. And that's just how it goes. Whoa, and there we go. I love that view, I gotta say. Here is the final braking zone of our lap. You really have to, it's just balls to the wall and let off the throttle for that final corner, no brakes, whip that rear end around so that you can go punching it to this start-finish straight where you see Barney the flag guy waiting 2 more minutes before he starts waving that flag. So Christian Rizek, this looks like it's going to be 2 more laps. So Philip the Hammer throwing down the hammer. So he is 5.5 seconds ahead. That is far out, I gotta say. So this is Christian in 2nd. So Philip is going to have quite a challenge though, because he will be starting in 4th. So that pace is going to have walls that it has to go over. It's not going to be just very instant that he can break away, and that's part of what's going to make our format so special. We're not going to focus on those long races anymore. We want close battles, and that's exactly what we're seeing, and our race format, as far as I can see, is working. It's going to be very close, very tight races. Here's Emil Koopmans has made it up to the back of Andreas Kirchberger. Here we go. So after that little bit of a kerfuffle that Emil had, he's back up to the back end. I keep saying back, don't I? Of Andreas Kirchberger. And here they go. Love the sound of that Porsche engine revving as it passes on by. Oh, and he is closer than ever. Is Emil Koopman's going to be able to make a run up the inside into turn 1? Is he going to go for it? And no, it looks like he's going to wait it out. I'm going to predict he'll be making that move into that turn 3 braking zone. And let's take a look, and getting a great exit out of turn 2. He's going to have that not favorable outside line, but he's gonna go for it anyways. Andreas up the inside, giving a lot of room. I think he's cutting himself short, selling himself short, and Andreas has now lost that spot. He's down to 7th, up 2 from where he started. And Emil Koopmans has now broken on free just a little bit to maybe, if he's lucky, catch up to Misha Berger. Thorsten Seifert still has Adam Schmidt hot on his tail, so these two are right around the same pace, it's looking like. Adam had an amazing quality. Maybe he cheated with that nice open qualifying and using a draft of someone else. Adam? Is that how it works? Spider-Man never tells the secrets? Is that how it goes? No, I'm just kidding. Adam is definitely a very quick driver, so don't just count him out just so easy like that. But this is going to be our very final lap. You're going to see the checkered flag. This Philip Hammer coming across the start-finish line now. There's Barney waving that checkered flag. Congratulations to Philip Hammer taking that checkered flag for the win of our first 10-minute sprint heat race. There we go. And there is Jeff Seville securing that final reverse grid spot. There is Thorsten Seifert. He is still ahead of Adam Schmidt. So there. So Adam Schmidt, after hitting that wall, has lost a lot of spots. That's a lot of spots lost for Adam. That down 5. Oof, that is painful. that is really painful. Let's see, where's Tyler? I think Tyler's been enjoying a dinner of concrete on this one. There we go. That is the final car. That's the final car to be taking that checkered flag. And now, there we go. Now it says B main. Let me see. Where is grid? Yep, there we go. There you go. There you go. There's the grid. And this is showing that reverse grid that... So we're going straight into that next race, no break. It'll be a 2-minute interval into the second one. I want to see the cars. Come on, guys. Come on, cameraman. Get on it. So we got Jeff Seville, Andreas Loff, Christian Ruzicka, Philip Hammers in 4th, as we were saying, Misha Berger in 5th, Emil Koopman, Andreas Kirchberger, Thorsten Seifert, Adam Schmidt, and Tyler Merglia, Steve Kleiss. So let's pull that down because we want to see the action as they're revving up.
Green flag.
And there we go. Barney's waving that flag as we head into turn 1. Oh, and Andreas Loff, he wants up that inside. He is being super aggressive. Oh, and that is an unfortunate situation for Jeff Seville. Maybe did not expect the aggressiveness of Andreas Loff right off that race start. A little bit unexpected, I think, for Jeff. But Andreas really wanting to get that lead right away, try and break free. And there we go. We'll take a look at exactly what happened later on, but right now we have a lot of action going on. Misha Berger up the inside of Philip Hammer. Philip Hammer on the inside in the next turn, but who's going to have that better exit to go down that straight? It looks like, oh no, Philip Hammer. A little bit of a spin from Misha Berger, and it's tapped Philip Hammer, and that's going to put them both quite far down the order. Philip Hammer receiving the worst of that one. And, Hopefully the car is okay. Thorsten Cypher in the second race. He is making the best of this one. He's up 4 positions. Look at him go. He is taking advantage of everyone else's misfortune as he's heading into the tight final few corners of this racetrack. Oh yeah, love the sound of that. Look how close these guys are together. And that is exactly the racing that we're looking for. Andreas Kirchberger also just keeping it nice and squeaky clean. Up 4 spots, he's in 3rd. Here is Krishner Zika. He is in 2nd position. Andreas Loff in 1st. Let's take a look. Where is it? Real quick, just before we get to that straight, here we go. That was the race start. Looks like Andreas got a really good race start. He went around the outside. Jeff taking it nice and easy. And oh, you know what? That was a bit of netcode. Unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate netcode. Absolutely unfortunate. Emil Koopmans has entered pit lane, so something has happened. We're gonna real quickly just take a look what happened here. So this was coming out of turn 6. Oh, Misha Berger a little bit sideways, and just an unfortunate situation. I don't know if they really needed to take that fast repair in that pit lane, but they did, and they're going to carry on and see how that goes. Luckily, there is one more race to go with that reverse grid top 8. All you got to do is get into the top 8, and you'll be somewhere within that reverse grid. So this is now the 2nd time by. Here we go. Adam Schmidt is up 4 spots, so he's also taking advantage of others' misfortunes after his misfortune. This is palm sweating, absolute palm sweating racing going on right here. This is intense. All these cars 3-4 tenths within each other. Andreas Kirchberger has a lot of pressure behind him. The hot air coming out of his exhaust is not keeping them away. I'm gonna have to guess that into this next braking zone there's gonna be a pass attempt from someone. Is anyone gonna go for it? No, they're gonna stay behind. They're gonna be well behaved. Would you look at that? So no one here wanted to wear the dunce cap after that last race, I guess, but they're very, very well behaved. It looks like they're wanting to try and find that perfect pass. Of course, they do have 11 minutes of racing to go. A little bit of damage on the left rear of Kirchberger's car, so I'm really curious if that's going to slow him down or not. Misha Berger going to be looking to go up the inside in that braking zone on Adam Schmidt. Here we go. Taking over the world, Pinky and the Brain, and still too wide. Oh, this is tight. Adam Schmidt on the inside here, and it's going to be a long left turn. So this is a huge, huge advantage for Adam. Adam is... Oh, and Misha's able to hold on. Oh, I can't even believe this. This is amazing. A beautiful racing. The respect shown from these two drivers, and that is absolutely wonderful. Misha able to get around the inside, round the outside, just sticking it in, sticking his nose in, keeping with it, and making that pass. Beautiful, beautiful racing. So next up will be Thorsten's turn. Is he going to be able to make that attempt on Kirchberger? He's getting a real great exit, I think. Oh, it looks like Kirchberger's got a better turn too. So Thorsten is not going to get that draft that he was looking for and making that overlap attempt. So he's going to have to make some changes there. There's Philip Hammer. He is sticking with it. He did not go in for that fast repair. He did not go in for that fast repair. He's just going to drive it out. So he's now made that pass. But here is Jeff Seville. Jeff Seville is quite far back, so I don't think that he'll be involved in too much of the action here. I'm going to look up at Andreas Loff. Andreas Loff in first spot right now. Christian Rozeka chasing him down, or at least attempting to. So they're just changing. They're changing and swapping tents as they go, corner by corner. I'm gonna pull up that track map. Where is? I'm on track map. You were just here earlier. Where did you go? Anyways, You can watch off that timing tower as they go 8 minutes, 50 seconds left in this race. I'll try my best to try and get that track map back up, but anyways, really bumming me out, I gotta say. Anyway, so okay, because this is actually here, this is where the real battles are going on. These guys, they're not letting anyone go. Adam Schmidt is still directly behind Misha Berger as well. 4 cars heading into turn 3. This is the braking zone right here. You can see the noses dive down, but all of those bumps in that roadway are preventing them from really smashing those brakes as hard as they really want to. And that's also the risk of passing in that braking zone. Looks like Misha Berger and Adam Schmidt may have very similar pace, but making use of the slinky effect there of all of these cars as they hit the brakes and have to go a little bit slower. Misha Berger taking advantage of that little effect there to get on by Adam Schmidt, I'd have to assume. So this is now up to Thorsten to try and find a way to make a pass. Is Andreas Kirchberger slowing down this train of cars? Thorsten Seifert's gonna have to decide, does he make that move? Does he try and get aggressive, or does he take the chance and sit behind and say, you know what, he's not slowing me down, and I can accept this position that I'm in. Oh, and there goes Thorsten Seifert into the wall. Oh, the tire barrier. Hopefully that did not destroy his car too badly. But that's going to bring the likes of Adam Schmidt and Misha Berger up 1 spot. Misha Berger is now going to be having his chance at taking a run, making the pass on Andreas Kirchberger. So is Andreas Kirchberger, is he in trouble? Misha Berger is definitely one of the very clean, more aggressive, willing to make that pass type drivers. So I'm really curious to see if Misha Berger in this next 6.5 minutes is going to find that way to make it on by it and make that opportunity happen. Adam Schmidt he is just closer than ever. So, you know, I'm really curious to see how this one unfolds. I'm going to take a look at the leader of the race right now, Andreas Loff. He's coming down that back straight. So he is now 8.5 tenths ahead. Really starting to wonder if his tires have not been taken care of. You know, it's not a very long race, 15 minutes. It's not the longest race ever. However, 15 minutes, a lot can still happen to your tires. If you destroy your tires in those first 10 minutes, you still have 5 minutes to go. And if Christian Ruzicka here, Ruzicka, let's go with Ruzicka. If he's taken care of his tires a little bit more, that last 5 minutes, you better watch out. You better not pout, because Ruzicka is coming for you. This is the 7th lap now. Andreas Kirchberger doing well to hold on to 3rd position. Misha Berger, I think, is about 3 tenths closer to Andreas this time by. And now closing that gap just a little bit more every lap, every straight, every corner. Under braking, it's a little bit challenging to close that gap. You don't want to hit that car in front of you, so, you know, a little bit easier. You focus on that exit, and look, that's exactly what Misha Berger has been doing. You can see there is Adam Schmidt, Thorsten Seifert not far behind. Philip the Hammer, after that spin crash that he had with Misha Berger. Oh, it looks like Thorsten didn't have the best exit out of that corner, and that's allowed Philip Hammer now to get up into 6th position. Ooh. So Andreas Kirchberger is now under fire. The heat of his exhaust is not keeping Misha Berger away any longer. Misha wants to eat as much of those exhaust fumes as he can and get up alongside so he doesn't have to eat it anymore. Oh, Misha Berger had a spin. Andreas Kirchberger almost had a spin. I shouldn't say they had a spin. They almost had a spin. That rear end got wild, and that's put Misha Berger down a few spots. Philip Hammer is now ahead of Misha Berger, and there Adam Schmidt is also ahead of Misha Berger. And so Andreas Kirchberger, he is going to be our steady Eddie of the evening. here in third position. So Andreas now has Adam Schmidt. This is real interesting. Everyone gets to take a round if they can make a pass on Andreas Kirchberger or not. He's basically the pinata that's hanging in front of them. Everyone wants to take a smack, but it looks like everyone's got a blindfold on. No one can see exactly where it is because absolutely nobody's getting on by. Adam Schmidt, it looks like he may have been the first driver here to be able to take that blindfold off, take a peek, and see exactly what he's got to do. But Andreas Kirchberger throwing that defensive line. He does not want to give up this position. And oh, a little bit wild, and there we go. Adam Schmidt, the first driver able to swing and hit that pinata, and Philip Hammer breaking on through as well at the exact same time. The rear tires of Andreas Kirchberger just giving up as Misha Berger making his way through there. It's Thorsten Seif. He is ready to make a pass potentially as well. Now this reverse grid top 8, this is going to be really, really interesting. This is going to be really, really interesting. All of these drivers still very, very close to each other. Philip Hammer here all the way up into 4th position. Wow. So Misha Berger, he lost some positions, gained some positions. This has been great to watch. Absolutely great. We're gonna head to the very leaders of this race. We have 2 more laps to go, if I'm counting this out correctly, and I'm mathing in my head, and I don't math very well, but I'm attempting to do it right here, right now. So it's gonna be a 10-lap race. We have 2 laps to go. Andreas Loff is at risk of losing P1 here. Christian Ruzicka has a lot of tire left. There's paint missing on the left side of Andreas's car, so I'm gonna have to say that's a sign of exactly why this gap has been closed down. So Christian, is he gonna be able to take advantage of that or not? Thorsten Seifert, looks like another mistake from Andreas Kirchberger, and that's allowed Thorsten Seifert to make that pass. So this is going to be our last lap coming around right here. Sorry, second last lap. Second last lap. A little further back, here's Philip Hammer. He's taking a peek at the inside of Adam Schmidt. Not quite making that peek. Just a quite slight look into turn 1. Is Philip Hammer going to make that pass into turn 1? It's not a very common place to make that pass. Usually people are going to wait just like this, hit that braking marker just right, get that exit out of turn 2 so that they can make the pass into turn 3 braking zone, and then it's really, really hard to get that position, I would say battle back that position after someone tries to make that pass attempt. Adam Schmidt not making it easy. He throws the defensive line. Philip Hammer, is he going to dive up the inside? No, he's throwing that head fake, the headlight fake, as the sun sets on this racetrack. Adam Schmidt is losing pace as these 2 battle it out, and that's going to bring Misha Berger real close into the mix here, but not quite close enough. Adam Schmidt throwing the defensive line once again as we head into turn 7. Philip Hammer going to have to go around the outside. Adam's going to have to be super careful under braking to not outbrake himself. And Philip Hammer conceding the position to Adam Schmidt and Andreas Loff. Not to forget about the leaders of this race. Andreas Loff, Christian Ruzicka not able to get it done in the end. And there goes Andreas Loff. Congratulations, Andreas Loff, for the win of this second race. Here's Adam Schmidt, followed by Philip Hammer, Misha Berger, Thorsten Seifert, Andreas Kirchberger. His tires are betraying him from 3rd down into 7th. But what a race these guys just had. There's Barney, the flag guy, saying, "Here's your checkered flag. Take it." That is a wonderful race. I hope you guys need a cold shower after that one. But you know what? There's still one more race. One more race. That reverse grid top 8. That reverse grid top 8, there's going to be a slight break as we head into that reverse grid top 8 for 20 minutes. That's going to be a very interesting race. Jeff Seville, unfortunate netcode for him. I gotta say that's so 1 minute break. That's a 1 minute break. So I want to now bring up, okay, so Heat 1. Here is Heat 1. So Philip Hammer, congratulations for that first race win. And then Christian Rizeka. Christian Rizeka looks like he's now our points champion for the races this evening. If my mathing in my head is correct. Andreas Loft would be the second points champion of the races tonight, and then Philip Hammer. So that's very interesting how that works. Jeff Seville, Misha Berger, Emil Koopmans, Andreas Kirchberger, Thorsten Seifert, Adam Schmidt, Tyler Vermergula, Steve Kleiss. And that is the first heat race. Now the second race, that second heat race, here we go. Here is the results for that second heat race. Andreas Loft, Christian Rizeka, both very high up, both races. Adam Schmidt, Philip Hammer, Misha Berger, Thorsten Seifert, Andreas Kirchberger, Tyler Vermergula, Jeff Seville, Steve Kleiss, Emil Koopmans. Alistair Pollock, I heard he's had a little bit of a pedals malfunction, so that would be the cause of that one. Now let's pull up the grid. This is where it gets really, really interesting. We're going to have a reverse grid as the sun sets even further. So 20 minutes with a reverse grid top 8. You can see it. I'm not going to read it out this time round. I'm going to just let you guys read exactly who is starting where. So we're going to have all these drivers starting for 20 minutes. This is going to be absolutely exciting. I bloody well guarantee it. Here is going to be at the very front row. This is Tyler Vermergula. I'm going to take this down so you can actually see the cars. Wouldn't that be nice? There's Tyler Vermergula, Andreas Kirchberger, and here are the starting lights in the middle of the screen.
Green, green, green.
There we go. There is the race start. Tyler Vermergula is in the lead of our race as we see these drivers go through turn 1, turn 2 for the very first time. Looks like everyone's getting through nice and cleanly. And there goes into our first braking zone. Andreas Kirchberger is in the lead. And wow, this is intense. Let's get down closer to the action to see what does it look like more from the track side and pull up that timing tower to see who's gained, who's lost. Tyler Vermergula is down 4 positions. We somewhat expected that. Tyler's pace hasn't been the strongest compared to the others, but holding it together as we can see here, and that is a huge improvement for Tyler. He is having Adam Schmidt go up the outside of him. Ooh. And there goes, unfortunately for Tyler Vermergula, the pressure may have gotten to him. And I'll be honest, it's a lot of pressure to have all of these drivers surrounding you. There's Thorsten Seifert, who's in the lead of this race. Andreas Kirchberger is a few spots down. And we will take a look exactly how did that one happen. Don't worry. Off of that race start, this is a lot of great racing. All of these cars very close together. This is absolutely intense. So, where is this one? Here is the replay. How did Thorsten Seifert make a pass on Andreas Kirchberger? Here it is right here onto that back straight. Looks like Andreas made a mistake onto that back straight. Oh, and that is exactly how Andreas lost all those positions. Back to the live racing because all these cars are very, very close together. Who is that in the background? Is that... Oh, that is Andreas Kirchberger. Steve Kleiss, he looks like he's... Oh, Emil Koopmans. Something has happened to Emil Koopmans. Emil Koopmans has crashed really quickly. Let's just take a look. So Emil Koopmans, is this a self-inflicted injury? He looks up the inside, under braking. He may have lost it a little bit as he hit that curb on the inside. Oh, and there you go. Okay, back to the live racing, because so much is happening right here, right now. I'm going to take a look at Thorsten Seifer, who's in the lead of this race. Misha Berger is directly behind in P2. There's Philip Hammer in third. These guys are less than a second away from each other. This is absolutely intense. If there's any passes that I've missed, I will go back when we get a little bit of time, but there is not a lot of time to do that, as you can see. There's a lot happening. There's Emil Koopmans. He is really not that far behind. He is 1.5 seconds behind Steve Kleiss, and Steve Kleiss is right behind those headlights there. Back there is Steve Kleiss. He is not far off. Jeff Seville is there as well. He's getting a second chance, or third chance, I guess you could say, at redemption after that not so good second race. Jeff Seville's up 4 spots into 5th. We head down that start-finish, not the start-finish straight, what would you call this, the main straightaway? I don't know. I would almost say that's the main straightaway. The after turn 1, turn 2, that's the main straightaway. The main passing area right here, there's Misha Berger in second. He is still in second, not willing to take a risk and make a pass. Thorsten Seifer, is he going to defend that lead position? Is he going to give it up easy? Defend it with his life? I have no bloody clue, I gotta be honest. Misha Berger, is he close enough to make some attempts at overlap? Thorsten Seifer, he looks like he's not throwing the defensive line we were expecting. Misha Berger trusting in Thorsten Seifer, and here we go. Emil Koopmans up the inside into turn 7 on Steve Kleiss. Steve Kleiss losing 1 spot. He is now up 2 total. Back to the lead of this race. You can throw a blanket over all of these cars, and they're all just going to be cuddle buddies. That is amazing. This is absolutely intense, and there's 15 minutes to go. You have to hold on to your car, your steering wheel, your tires. Close calls for F1. They'll make it. They'll make it to F1 racing for sure. There's 15 minutes to go in this race, and there's 18 minutes to the F1 race. For sure they're gonna make it. Here we go. Misha Berger up the inside into turn 3 braking zone for the win, for the lead of this race. Thorsten round the outside, getting a better exit, and Misha Berger now has Philip Hammer challenging for that second spot and thinking better of it and backing out under these tight, close corners. Oh, and Jeff Seville making that pass up the inside there on Adam Schmidt. That giant slinky effect that you see as these cars are going faster, slower, and a little bit off pace here and there. Taking advantage of that is Jeff Seville. Philip Hammer now going around the outside, possibly through turn 7. Misha Berger given that space, that respect, but Philip Hammer still alongside, banging the walls, and that, oh, and there goes Misha Berger. He is a little bit, I hope his car is okay, because he's not very far back from that lead pack still, but he has a long way to go. Long way to go if he wants to make up some of those spots. Fortunately, all those cars are still right in front of him, still in his sights, in his headlights, I gotta say. And that, you know what that's done for the likes of Thorsten Seifer? Taken a lot of pressure off of him. Look at all those cars. There we go. Wow, look at that. There is Thorsten Seifer. He's in P1. He's up 2 spots total, heading into that turn 3 braking zone. He has now Philip Hammer behind him. And so that's, I would be shivering my timbers if that was me. But Thorsten Seifer has played this very, very well. He's put his trust in the drivers behind him, rightfully so. Very great guys to be on track with. High level of pace, high level of respect amongst all of these guys. And now this is, wow, heading into turn 7. We are all, I would say this is 7 cars within 2 seconds of each other, if I'm mathing correctly in my head. Emil Koopmans is the caboose of this massive Porsche Cup train. Misha Berger just one up after that slight mistake. So we head through this towards the final braking zone right here. Danny Highthorn. I think that's Danny Hugendorn. Danny Hugendorn, I think, in our Twitch chat. Come race with us again, Danny. We miss you. There's Barney, the flag guy. He's got 12 minutes on his stopwatch there before he can wave that checkered flag for these drivers. Philip Hammer, a little bit of a bang off the wall. Is that going to hurt his run down into turn 3? He's going to... Oh, and he is not going to go for that move. Interesting. That brings Jeff Seville very, very close. There's Adam Schmidt. He has lost a little bit of pace to this lead pack here. He's now 1 second off, and that's going to put Andreas Loff in the position of, do I make the pass? Do I wait it out? Do I trust in Adam Schmidt to bring us closer? Uh-oh, something happened to Emil Koopmans. What happened to Emil Koopmans? Here we go. Here is what happened to Emil Koopmans. Oh! And that may have bent his steering. And so that's put Emil Koopmans out of this race. Let's get back to the live action. Here we go. There it is. And that's put Emil Koopmans out of this race. He was at the back of the caboose. He is no longer the caboose. The caboose position now belongs to none other than Misha Berger, as his brakes are glowing. Coming around that corner there. Just a little bit ahead of Misha. Sorry, I need to get some water after all this fast talking here. Anyways, so Misha Berger is now the caboose of this train. Andreas Loff can see Adam Schmidt is losing the draft of that very front pack here of Thorsten Seifert, Philip Hammer, Jeff Seville. He's losing that draft. Really great turn 1, turn 2 to get some of that back, but Andreas Loff is now in that position where can he trust Adam Schmidt to keep them within contact of the winner of whoever's going to be the winner of this race. And you know, honestly, all these guys are so close. It could be absolutely any one of these guys here. There's still 10 minutes to go, which is a lot of time for anything to happen, as we saw in our first and second race. These walls are not forgiving in the slightest. Philip Hammer is going to have to make a move quick as possible, I think, or he's going to have Jeff Seville hunting him down for second spot and then also the lead of this race. So this is getting super, super interesting really, really quickly. Here's Steve Kleiss. He's now, looks like he's 7, so he's up 3 spots. He started in 10th, I think it was. Andreas Kirchberger, is his car repaired? Let's take a look as the camera angle changed. So he did not take that fast repair. He is just toughing it out and seeing if he can make it work still, gain some of those spots back. Here is the... Oh, someone's getting the flash. Andreas Loff not willing to wait it out anymore on Adam Schmidt. He's sending it through turn 1 inside, and Adam Schmidt getting the best of that one, and what that's going to do is put Misha Berger ahead of Andreas Loff. That is an interesting way to do it. Oh, and here we go. This is Philip Hammer getting passed by Jeff Seville. So oh! Unsure what happened there. Oof, that's a toughie. That's a toughie. No comment for me on that one. We'll take a look. There's a few things to take a look at a replay on there. So here is the replay on some of the things that just happened in front of our very eyes, or behind. I don't know. There's Philip the Hammer going up the inside into turn 3 braking zone. So that was expected. I think he may have made a mistake under braking. That allowed Thorsten Seifert to come back at him, and that's how Jeff Seville got the overlap into the next turn here. Jeff Seville is ahead. A little bit of a netcode, and it just sucked them in. Um, that is, that is very unfortunate. My heart breaks when I see things like that one happening. You know what? Let's take another look at that while we still have a moment. And here is Jeff Seville. You know what? You be the judge as we go. Oh, could Jeff have given more space, or could Philip have given more space? You know what? You guys, as the crowd, be the judge of that one. I'll speak no more on that. You know, I do participate in the stewarding, of course, of this league. I do the broadcasting. I do participate in the stewarding. I will not give my opinion on that one. You guys can say whatever you want to say in the Twitch chat, in the Discord. Yeah. Anyways, back to the real action here. We got Adam Schmidt. Andreas Loff, after that send in turn one, lost some spots. He is now behind Misha Berger, so that's put Andreas Loff as the new caboose of this train. This train has shortened. Adam Schmidt's lost the draft to the very front pack. Thorsten Seifert has Philip the Hammer in tow. 2.5 seconds. That is one sweet cushion. There you can see Adam Schmidt coming around the corner. They can still very much see each other, but not quite close enough. Not quite close enough to have that draft effect or any kind of benefit. Is Philip Hammer going to make that attempt at the pass on this lap? This is 6 minutes to go, lap 10. I'd say he got a decent exit. I think he's going to go for it. Let's see. Let's follow along. Let's follow along right here. Does he go for it? He really doesn't go for it. He's being very, very conservative. And I think that... Let's see how close they get to that wall. Oof. I'm gonna have to guess that his previous pass attempt, where he blew the braking zone and ended up losing it, it's struck a little bit of a fear in Philip Hammer's heart, and because of that, I'd have to take the wild guess that he may not be as willing to make a move unless it's absolutely perfect. It's got to have that perfect German calculation that Philip usually has in his racecraft. It's not common to see that mistake, especially under braking, locking a tire. I don't think I've seen Philip Hammer lock a tire ever. So that was an interesting experience for me as a viewer, broadcaster, commentator of this race. Here we've got the chopper view. The sun now has set. I want to take a look. A little bit of a fun thing that we can take a look at. What is everyone's best lap time? Here's everyone's best lap time. You can see what everyone's most recent lap time is as they've passed that start-finish line. It does go away, unfortunately, so you have to read it super, super quick. Quicker than me, because I am not reading that. Here's Philip Hammer up the inside into turn 3. Thorsten Seifert not fighting it too much. The glowing of those rear brakes, under braking and turning in, absolutely lovely, cool sight to see, isn't it? And that's actually brought the train of Adam Schmidt, Misha Berger, Andreas Loff even closer together. So on our timing tower, you can take a look at who has the fastest lap. That is a Philip Hammer with the fastest lap. The next fastest laps there, they're all very, very consistently close, honestly, in pace. Jeff Seville was very close to Philip Hammer's lap. Emil Koopmans was very, very quick as well. Unfortunately, both of those drivers are out of the race currently from just unfortunate situations. I am now going to take that away because that takes up a little bit too much space on our screen. This is into our final braking zone. You want to throw that car in. As the sun has set, this track has become just treacherous, I gotta say. It's there's no lights on this track, as you can see. I'm gonna bring you into a blimp view real quick. The only light on this track is from the headlights of these cars, of each car with the driver in it there. So if you look ahead there, See, there's not any lights. You can see the street lights. This is a street track, but none of those lights are on. So that offers a very unique challenge for these drivers, one that was actually planned for these drivers. So in the last 5-10 minutes of the race, you have that extra layer of challenge. Your tires, everything about this was planned to be exactly like this, actually. So and it's sort of cool to see who's been able to do 3 race starts, keep it together, and hold on and still score well. So with Christian Ruzicka, it looked like he didn't want to take the risk and miss the Formula One start, perhaps, but he didn't start in this final race. So he would have been the points champion of the race. Now Philip Hammer gaining all those spots. Ooh. What happened? Something happened there. Let's take a look. Steve Kleiss has crashed. And at full speed into turn 7, it looks like he just missed the braking point. That's right there, the challenge of no lights on the track. Right there is you're almost driving blind. You have to drive this track now by complete feel and rhythm. You have absolutely minimum references to look at, and you really have to get into that rhythm. I'm gonna bring you into. There you go. This gives you a better idea. I'm gonna put you at the very front. Here's Philip Hammer. He's at the very front, so there's no one else's headlights helping him out. You can see how hard it is to see the apex, the walls, every little bit of that track. It is not an easy task. If you're second, you have a little bit more lighting. And when you're in a pack of cars, you have the advantage of everyone else's headlights helping you out. Is Misha Berger going to go for it? Oh, he decides to back out. Wise move, save the tires, and plan for a better time to make that pass. Is it going to be right here? Oh, this is absolutely one tough race. You got to be a tough cookie to battle it out right here. Let's go. Let's go back to one of our TV cameras. Misha Berger is really close. There is the checkered flag. Thorsten's Philip Hammer taking that checkered flag. Congratulations. Congratulations, Philip Hammer, for taking that checkered flag. Thorsten Seifert, great race to come in second place. Adam Schmidt in third. Misha Berger having a wonderful time, I'm sure of it, in fourth. Recovering after that small bump on the wall. Andreas Loff up 3 spots. He's in 5th. Andreas Kirchberger in 6th. He's down 4 total. But with this field, you know what? That's still quite a drive. Still quite a drive. Here's Steve Kleiss. He's up 3 spots. He is in 7th. Where is Tyler Marigula? Here he is. I like that tail light. You really get to see that. I like that. Here's Tyler Marigula. He is now our official caboose. He is in 8th spot. He did not give up. His car doesn't look like it has any damage this time by. And so that is a huge improvement for Tyler, who is sticking it out. He wants to learn as much as he can. He knows that I'm watching, I'm sure. Let's see what he does. Is he going to do something real goofy? I'm sure he might. And there he goes. Oh, he knew I was watching. Sparks be flying. Those are fireworks. And now that commences the very end of our race. Let's pull all of that away so that we can bring this up. There you go. And that is the race results of our final race. I hope you all enjoyed the show, enjoyed the race. Philip Hammer, congratulations for winning the 20-minute reverse grid top 8. That is an incredible drive. Thorsten Seifert had an amazing time there in second. All of that challenge that he had ahead of him, behind him. What a great way to finish for Thorsten Seifert. Adam Schmidt in third. And Misha Berger not giving up, ending up in fourth again, taking that spot off Andreas Loff and his send. Really, when you go for that, try to open up the door. Sometimes you're actually opening up for the guy behind you. But that's what I absolutely love about Porsche Cup racing and just close racing in general. Andreas Kirchberger, Steve Kleiss, Tyler Mergula, Jeff Seville with a very unfortunate for 2 races in a row. I really hope Jeff Seville can have some better luck. Maybe he's gonna have to go out and buy some a little bunny rabbit foot, put in his back pocket after that one, because that was unfortunate. Emil Koopman, same thing. I think he's gonna have to find that little lucky rabbit's foot. Christian Ruzicka, I was really curious to see how that would go if he started in this final race. Unfortunately, he didn't. So next week we're gonna see if he can make it through into that final race as well. Because you know what, that final race for all the marbles with that reverse grid top 8, 20 minutes, that is where the meat and potatoes is of the evening. So that now commences the final bit of our race. Congratulations to all of our drivers. I hope you all had plenty of fun. And with that, I now bring to you the very end of our race, and I'll see you guys all next week at, I think it's Aragon. I'll see you guys later.
Oh, you come.